We are back. Last episode, insane. Absolutely loved it. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. First start with literally no exhaust. Sounds like a jet. Sounds like a jet mixed with an F1. Neighbours are loving it. But today we are finally jumping into the mods. This has all been sort of mods, but shit mods. This is fun mods. Walbro 460 fuel pump. It pretty much comes with everything you need. So it comes with the in-tank hose and the plugs and the terminals and blah, blah, blah. So paired with this, and I will touch on this momentarily, a inline fuse, obviously, because running the Walbro 460, you will have to run a dedicated circuit from your battery to the back, or if your battery's in the back, whatever, because don't back your factory wiring in to support a Walbro 460. It will melt or it'll underperform massively, more likely melt. So you have to put a relay in the back. What we are doing is throwing in a solid state relay.
Let me just stop you there, Blake. While you guys watch me explain how good solid state relays are, I will let you know that if you watch to the end of this video, you'll find that I actually just end up putting in a regular old Bosch relay. So keep telling your story, buddy.
When the factory pump gets asked to run, instead of running, it's actually going to drive this relay, and then our mains power circuit is then going to go through this relay and then drive the pump. Firstly, we are going to have a quick squeeze at the system and the setup. One thing I did just want to note before we get going is there's this massive world of debate around doing a dedicated relay, even if you're not upgrading your pump, just because the factory voltage has been known to be like 7, 8, 9 volts, not say 13.5. And if that's the case, your fuel pump will be underperforming massively. Probably worth doing a dedicated relay anyway, because it will flow more, better, more efficiently, and last longer. Definitely, without a doubt. If it's running low voltage like that, it'll be having a hard time doing it. So, nice little test to kick things off. Any excuse to start the car, right? She may even sound a little bit different today because the Tomei titanium front pipe is no longer on because I forgot the gaskets. So this is literally out of the turbo. Oh my God, that is insane. The first thing I'm going to tackle is, well, I'm going to idle the car, and then I'm going to try and start the car and take the fuel pump out just to rid these lines of any pressure. Swear to God, I promise you, there will be a way to get this out, and it'll, like, I'm just not doing it. It's literally just sitting there. It'll be something dumb like, oh, did you stand on one leg and do a human sacrifice and then it comes out? Like, no, I fucking didn't do that. We are on, and there is a button apparently, so can't wait to reach in here and just feel this button. reasonably happy with how that turned out. Obviously this has got that cover over it there, which will still click in there and fold up nicely. This all just looks nice and neat, I think. So those two lines come out of there and then obviously run out to here. So in the conduit, which is nice. I'm just gonna test it now. We should, in a perfect world, see that red light come on and the fuel pump should prime and then turn itself off. That would be fuel pump priming. Yep, sweet, so red light's on and red light goes off. Sweet, so she's gonna work. I will address the elephant in the room. I'm not all that happy about that. I know there's better ways to do it. I've done better ways to do it. Out of the pump into this plug, that's a disconnection inside the tank, comes out to here. These will be sealed up with an epoxy resin. So I'm gonna resin seal that and then that will come into this plug here. So put this plug on this side and then there'll be a plug on the feed coming out to it. So let's go. Hearing this? Oh yeah. All connected up. Loosely, I'm just gonna plug that in now and obviously got to test it. See how it sounds. Hopefully nothing blows up. Not a good sign. We're not off to a good start. And for good measure, probably got to throw one of those bad boys in the supply before I do anything. All right, take two. Yeah. Yeah, boys. Surprisingly quiet. That was mad. It has. So good. Well, it's no longer late anymore, so you know what the next test is? Oh, it's still so loud. Mandatory rev, don't ya? Probably needs one of these on it. Really happy with how all of that went. The actual install itself, like right the way through from the front of the car, under the bonnet, through the firewall, through the quarter panel, into the driver's side, underneath the rear driver's side, it all looks OEM. Well, you can't even see it. You literally cannot see the wire at all. Even when you get back to the back of the tank, you can't see anything unless you start ripping up carpet. Don't mind them, they're just some split fires. They were donated by everybody's favourite lifelong Subaru man that also happens to own a GTR. As far as actually running, I honestly thought they would be louder. It's obviously not that loud. I've only really heard it when it's priming because given the car has no exhaust on it. And I think without the front pipe on there, because I've got the front pipe off at the moment, it sounds worse, better. That sounds like it's the end of the video. And it comes to a bitter end. And I read on the Haltech website for an inductive load you need a flyback diode. Now I am familiar with flyback diodes and their use, but I wasn't really sure if there was a particular one that I needed to use for this. So anyway, gave them a call and Scott answered, had a little fangirl moment, got over it, continued to say what you want to do is get rid of the solid state relay and just put a Bosch regular relay in there. What? And yeah, that's pretty much how it is now. But straight from Haltech's mouth, Scott, his literal words to me were, if you're gonna leave the solid state relay in there, buy another fuel pump now, because that one will be gone sooner rather than later. Believe it or not, solid state relays coming out, regular old Bosch 30, 50, 70 amp, whatever, will be going in there. It's still going to be a dedicated relay. I'm going to test the voltage on the coil pulling it in. I believe it will still be 10 odd volts. There'll be no load on that coil, so it'll be fine. And if it dies, I'll get another $10 relay. So anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I hope this was an enjoyable one. Everything went flawlessly, and that never ever happens. So if you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a like anyway. It doesn't cost anything, you dog, and it helps me a lot. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Ever since you shut the door on everything we knew, you're too late for love, 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 love,